and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Old World Blues, Unity of Austin, under the leadership of Keats. In between episodes, I just set up some lines of offense, because I think, just in case they choose war, I want to be ready. The Alamo chapter split away from the Texan Brotherhood of Steel following the decades of arguments between reformers and fundamentalists. Where the former reformers and the TEU always seem to be willing to work with us, the fundamentalists have maintained diplomatically silent with us since their split. If we're going to be neighbors, perhaps we should send them an ambassador, if only to just see why they haven't talked to us. Because, yeah, look at their faction now. They've got a few new allies. So just in case they say, it just say he was hostile, right? So if they do decide that we're hostile for some reason, we do need to be ready. Plus, now is a good time to do it while Pico's colony still exists. Okay. A desperate plea for peace. Keats sighed, set down his pen, and picked up the ringing phone. "This is Keats," he grunted into the receiver while continuing to read the tax document he was busy with. "Sir, this is Mouse Pincher," came the rough and obviously muted response. "I'm a patrol guard at the border with the Alamo Brotherhood filth. I was told to call you." Keats rolled his eyes and pulled up a pre-war Sudoku puzzle. "And what is so interesting from our eastern flank that has warranted one of your superiors giving you my direct phone call?" "Sir, I just watched Crash Band get shot dead by a Brotherhood scout. If my commander's right, he was the ambassador you wanted to send to the Alamo." Keats' jaw went slack momentarily, and then crumpled on the word puzzle, and his mouth twisted to a grim smile. "You say you saw it with your own eyes, did you?" "Yes, sir. It happened a few hours ago, and not very far from the border either. I was up in a watchtower with orders to keep an eye on Crash Band with the binoculars, but after about 15 minutes ago, a Brotherhood paladin in full armor crossed our border asking to talk to our leader. We took him hostage, and he voluntarily surrendered. Would you like to speak to him?" Keats grimaced. "Yes, very well. Put him on." "Oh boy, this is good. This is good." "Yes, sir. Give us a moment to get him." Keats lowered the telephone slightly and took a moment to think. Crash Band was a respectable citizen of Austin, and he'd become a mutant a long time ago with his wife voluntarily. It would be a real shame to lose him, and his wife would be rightly depressed for years to come. There had better be a good explanation for this whole debacle. When he heard some bumps and murmurs on the other side of the receiver, he put a telephone back to his head. "Howdy," a human voice came through. "Is this Mayor Keats I'm talking to?" "That's me," Keats growled. "If you represent the Brotherhood, you better have a good explanation for why you shot one of our friendliest diplomats, or there'll be war." "Shoot, the paladin stammered before collecting himself alongside. "Look, we had one of our new recruits on patrol today. He was alone for the first time since he was initiated, and we had no reason to believe any mutants aside from the raiders would be coming near our home. He got nervous and shot the big guy. Came over here on orders from Elder Torney to tell you this was an accident. We're sorry about it." "We'll get back to your elder and tell her to come to Austin and tell me herself," Keats roared. "Oh, well, get back to your elder and tell her to come to Austin and tell me herself. And just maybe I'll think about stopping what's going to be a war you started." "Sir, with all due respect, I don't think she'd..." "Is that a no, Paladin?" There's a moment of silence. "I'll return to San Antonio to tell her your request, Mayor." "Good. You have a week at most." Keats was about to hang up, but he pulled the speaker back to his mouth once more. "And you tell her she can ask anyone for directions. Unlike the Brotherhood, I don't hide my face, and everyone knows where to find me if they need me." The mayor of Austin slammed the headset into the transmitter and pulled out an old watch with a built-in timer. He set it for one read. "Let's see if they respond. Keats demands a visit." "Wait, the timer ran out, but it hasn't been a week." "Okay, whatever, sure." The timer runs out. The sun had risen to its zenith, the sky. Ed Keats was lazily sitting on the couch in the corner of his office, reading a pre-war romance story, when a small beeping sound broke his concentration. Confused, he looked around. It was hard to tell where the noise was coming from. He stood up and pulled the cushions off the couch. It wasn't there. He scratched his head, still bewildered. He replaced the cushions and noticed the beeping was coming from the direction of the window his desk sat in front of. He walked to the side of the room and stared out the window. Nothing obvious was happening down below Unity Tower that would be making such persistent noise. Though it did seem closer, he noticed. Maybe it was coming from his desk. Keats pulled out the drawer on the right-hand side of the desk. Nothing but papers and writing utensils there. He closed that drawer and opened the one on the left side of the desk. The beeping was suddenly amplified, and he noticed the noise came from an often overlooked emergency radio at the back of the drawer, fulfilling the purpose of creation. Ah, yes, he thought to himself. Almost forgot about that. Looks like it's time for war. He reached for the phone on his desk and dialed up Austin's military command center. Let's make him pay. One insult too far. Those tin-shelled bastards killed our envoy. Well, lads, you know what to do to uncivilized raiders who shoot first and ask questions later. Though it's a shame we have to go to war with the cousins of our first friends, it would be injustice if we didn't hold criminals accountable for their crimes, and it appears the entirety of the Alamo is currently aiding a criminal. Let's see how their ancient power armor performs against modern Nightkin. Another Hallows Eve story time. Well, at least we get a story time from Hallows Eve before war. Another story. Keats walked up to the stage and looked out over the attending audience. It was a good-sized crowd, all things considered. Regardless, Keats gave a beaming smile and waved to the audience. Good evening, Austin! The small crowd of mutes humans waved and cheered. Woo! Yeah! From where they were sitting on the grassy ground. The mayor straightened his tie, gave the usual spiel about how Hallows Eve was a pre-war holiday and Austin celebrated the reading of spooky stories and how he had sifted through this year's test to find a good example. He paused and pulled a stool up to the microphone, sitting down while he set a small pair of loosely fitted and mostly decorative reading glasses on the ridge of his nose. Deep in the Skull Roads of Oregon sits a cave of super mutants, left over from the Master's army. A warren in the dark for the most savage of their species. Keats looked up and noticed the surprise on some of the audience's faces. Stories of mutants were common enough, but never before had Keats selected one such story as the scariest one worth reading for the Hallows Eve festivities. The mutants crouched the dead leaves beneath its feet. As it walked through the sun-soaked forest, he gnawed on a human leg, still fresh from its previous owner. He must have misplaced it earlier that morning. In his left hand dragged the rest of the owner's body to be taken back to his home as tribute to the sole leader of the Bone Road mutants. Then a bang shot rang out in the afternoon silence, and the savage fell forward. Cracking falling branches beneath him, his sorry corpse dropped hold of the human he had killed, a woman who happened to be my sister. Keats paused again for dramatic effect before continuing, watching the mixed reaction of horror and anger of the crowd at large. The story was a particularly cruel one, detailing the horrors of the Oregon Bone Roads from the perspective of a young sniper from the peaceful town of Walla Walla. The main character was grim and bitter, having been charged with the single task from his parents to protect his kid sister. He had failed in even that task, and had devoted himself completely and utterly to the destruction of the super mutant tribe responsible. The story concluded with a note from the author saying this exact story had not happened, but many similar stories were true, and each individual piece of this collected novel had been taken from someone or another's testimony. The crowd sat silent and horrified when Keats closed its cover, and after Keats had thanked them all for attending, their silence dispersed. By the next morning, an unprecedented demand for a copy of John Pye, Timberline Sniper, had reached a fever pitch, and Keats had to sign a special order to purchase more of the book for sale. Sometimes he thought to himself, even these mutants can learn a thing or two from a simple story. Add the best of our kind. Aww. We're the best of our kind. Plus, division organization's pretty nice right now. Looking at what's about to happen. Let me grab up, what have I been putting on these guys? Strong, let's see, strong back, and then, savage leader. Okay. Let me give you strong back as well. There we go. Go ahead and give a few more of my guys upgrades before all this begins. Vault Doors Children's have come a long way. At last area formed to oh, well, sorry, Pico's Colony. I couldn't join in quite fast enough. You're dead. Hopefully, he can at least avenge you. Good, there's no crossways over there. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't accidentally click on things right before the war begins. Alright. We don't have allies. I mean, we have an alliance, but it does have allies in it. Let's see. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be working with the Texas development zone, sadly. And Pico's Colony doesn't exist. And we're also not gonna be working with the... Wow, we don't get to work with any of them because they all decided to ally our enemy. Brotherhood are dead and Warband are not people. And wow, we can't get a single friend. Not a single friend. The only ones of these we could do are war and slave raids. We can't get friends. That's just sad. No friends for us. The Provincial Republic of Texas. The Texas Brotherhood and Lone Star have long been partners in their orbit, coming closer to the point of stellar collision. Proposals have been floating between all levels in their societies about the idea of merging to create a new Republic of Texas. The idea has also been almost unanimous support among our Unity's human population, but our super mutants are more hesitant about submitting to a human government in Dallas. Regardless of what choice we make, we must soon make up our minds about whether to join this theoretical republic or not. Except in this reality, we literally can't. In fact, we're going to war with them right now because they're not even themselves anymore. Okay, well, you guys can push in pretty easily. Let me go ahead and deal with these guys and their easy pushes first, telling them to actually just move forward. Gee, yeah, you stay on there. One of you guys push this way. Yeah, we should be able to just obliterate the Texas Development Zone, like, immediately. Alright, alright, I'm gonna start with just doing this one. There we go. If you want to abandon the city, I will let you. Like, I kind of see it as, oh, well, they're leaving because they don't want to fight. So, yeah, sure, go for it. Yeah, air superiority is going to be the one big thing I don't have, but, you know, it happens. Darn it. Oh, come on. We are so close. Ugh. I'm reloading slightly. I don't feel like having that dumb stuff happen. No. 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 No, 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 and the game just crashed. Beep. Alright, we're back. No, I'd like you to go to that province. Yes, help defend. Now you go over there. How did you get there? I don't even know how you got there, to be honest. I'm kind of confused. Great. Just great. I sent you specifically to defend that. So you didn't. That makes sense to me. Oh, I didn't even realize that was also just a cross path. That was never gonna work. If I could just defeat you, I should be able to push others. Let's see. Ah, yeah, now we could get you. Despite the fairly stable situation, we found ourselves in following our victory in the three-way war. Yes, stable. The fact remains we now have a more sizable industry, but not as many raw resources to use with it. If we're going to make use of all these new factories, we're going to need to dig up more junk to recycle with them. What better place to start than with the few untapped ruins in Austin's outskirts? Sure. I didn't even realize this was a pathway for them to go through. That's what was happening, I see. Well, prepare to be dead, all of you. Why can you... Why... What, how are you just lasting? No. Nope, 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 nope. No, 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 no. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing some weird dance in real life. I don't know why. But I am. I don't enjoy killing. But when done righteously, it's just a chore like any other. Like that one. Game crashing is just a chore like any other. And we're back. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. No, I'm not worried about whatever you're telling me to do right now. I do not care what it is. We're pushing forward on all our other fronts, though. So that's good. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you guys hold out over there. In fact, actually... Yeah, you two, please come up here. They can handle their own full front. But I think we'll figure out the rest in the next episode. However, this war keeps going. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.